Well, it's happened again. Jake Paul has found his way yet on this channel for a third time. Let's talk about it because this one's a little bit more interesting. If you don't know by now, which I'm sure a lot of you do, Jake Paul is fighting Anderson Silva October 29th. We're about a month away. This is an interesting fight because this is the biggest challenge for Jake Paul. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. Another retired UFC fighter. Yes, that is true. But he's Anderson Silva, one of the greatest in his respective sport, and he's a striker before anything else. So that makes him more dangerous for Jake Paul. Also, he's had a couple boxing matches recently, and he's done very well in those boxing matches. I think his last match was Chavez Jr., and he did very, very well against him. Now, my question is, yes, that muscle memory's there, that defensive strategy, smoothness of Silva is there still, and he does have power still. But the first thing that always goes with a fighter is the ability to take a punch. Is that chin as strong as it needs to be for this fight? Because over time, every fight it gets a little bit weaker. It chips away. Every single fight gets a little bit more cracked, a little bit more chipped after every fight. And then add age on top of that. That's my biggest concern. Can Anderson Silva take a hard punch from Jake Paul? Now, I don't think Jake Paul can match Silva skill for skill. This is going to be if Jake Paul can pull off a knockout punch against Silva. And that's a big, big if. It's because Silva's going to get cocky. He's going to allow Jake to work, maybe build up some false confidence, and just get too cocky and maybe make a mistake. And Jake could possibly, if he's lucky enough, land a hard, solid punch. Freak accident, if you will. That to me is in the realm of possibility. Everybody has a puncher's chance in a fight. And we know Jake has power. Absolutely. Don't like the guy, but give credit where credit is due. The guy does have power. Does not have the skills, does not have the experience as Silva, obviously. But he's young, he hits hard, and he has that puncher's chance. So, do I think Jake Paul is going to beat Anderson Silva? If I was a betting man, I would say no. I wouldn't put my money on Jake Paul. I don't see this fight being stopped early, assuming it's going to be an 8-round fight. I think it might go all 8 rounds. I don't think either man is going to get a knockout. Maybe, if anything, ref stoppage. I think it's more likely that it goes the distance, and I think that's actually not in Jake's favor the longer it goes, because we've seen in both the Woodley fights, those later rounds, granted, Jake Paul fought to the end, but he started to fall apart. He stuck in there. He didn't give up, but any technique he had out the window once he got into those later rounds. And Silva, he's seasoned with champion UFC fights. He's familiar going that long distance. He knows how to conserve that energy. Yes, he's older, but there's tricks of being an older fighter fighting a young guy. And Silva's very well experienced and knows exactly what he's doing and what he needs to do to put a lot of pressure on a young guy in the deep rounds. So, could Silva knock out Jake Paul? Very possible. Could Jake Paul knock out Silva? Possibilities there. I don't think it's very likely, though. Like I said, if anything, I feel like if this fight stops early, it's due because of ref stoppage. But I think it's going to go the distance. I think Silva is going to play with his food a little bit. He's going to toy with them and allow Jake to get some false confidence. Just hopefully Jake doesn't get that lucky punch, because that's the only way I see Jake Paul having any possibility of winning this fight. He has to get that lucky power shot off, and hopefully, in his case, Silva's chin isn't quite where it should be. That's really the only game plan I see Jake going for. But this is a fight. Anything can happen. Freak accidents happen all the time. Upsets happen very often. Who knows? But, like I said, if I was a betting man, gotta go with Silva on this one, saying going the distance. And with that, that's my prediction. This is wild, man. That these YouTubers are moving their way up and fighting bigger names, like actual great Hall of Famers. That's wild. It is what it is. Until next time, I'm out.